Oh. All right, we'll get started here in a second. New runs. What's going on, guys? We'll start in a second. How's New York looking? Some good opportunities here. The GFS, you know, we're not really going to pay attention much to the end of the run, but I said that we probably, you know, we're going to be pushing into a pattern that's going to support snowstorms out east. And you can see at the end of the GFS run, this is the exact flow you want for storms out east. If our jet stream dips and you have this flow like this with moisture pulling off the Gulf and Atlantic, this is what sets up a nor'easter. So GFS sees that setting up, as I said, end of the first week of December into the second week of December. So, you know, GFS even has way out in La La Land, end of the run, some snow down in the southeast. We'll have to wait on that because that's way too far out, but we'll entertain it a little bit. Just a tad. Good morning. Yeah, we'll start going through all this stuff soon. Here's our, like I said, our latest European Euro whatin? Super aggressive with snow. Again, this is out through the 7th, and then these models have a flip with a snowfall transitioning out east. So we'll see about that. We'll let it develop, though. Did I say, how long did it take me to get on live after I told everyone 10 minutes? Of course, I said live in 10 minutes, and then I heard my son wake up. So yeah, it took more like, but this always happens. It took more like 20 minutes. Every single time I say live in 10, live in 15, something happens that pushes it back 10 minutes. Hey, from Dollywood. What's poppin', Mezzo Matthew? What's poppin'? I gotta open my window. It's too hot in here, and it's cold outside. So let me let some of that cold air in. Yeah. I mean, this is, guys, this is like a full week from the Euro. So, like, a lot of this snow isn't going to happen. The stuff I would trust a little bit more is this. We'll put it out 10 days, maybe. All right, let me let some of this cool air in. Much better. Matt, you got a nice little setup here moving into December through the Ohio Valley. I'm at a theme park. Thank you, Mr. Matthew. I love you. Yeah, you start, this is why everyone's like, oh no, the East isn't getting snow anymore. In December, now it got kind of pushed back 5 to 6 days. We're getting this initial storm track that wants to set up through the plains here, end of November, December. And then you'll see this, at least right now, it looks like as we get into the second week of December, that storm track is going to try to transition out towards the east. You're going to start seeing the opportunity for snow out here as your negative NAO sets up, locks into place. What's going on, Morgan Nancy? Thank you, guys. Saskatchewan. All right, we're going to start in 1 second. Let's a couple more people get in here, and we're going to get started. Oh, my gosh. I need to stop drinking so much caffeine in the morning. Did the level sound okay? Why is it so freaking hot in here? What's the temperature outside? I just opened my window, and it's still hot in here. 37 outside. Okay. All right. 1 second, guys. 1 second. I'm sweating. Ugh. There we go. Maybe this will help. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Give me that cold air. All right. Who knows? Maybe I'm going through menopause. All right. Is the storm going to hit West Virginia? What storm? What storm are we referring to? This storm right here will. Very likely. What does Georgia look like coming forth? Georgia looks pretty warm and rainy for a little bit. Your temperatures are going to drop as we get into early next week. Tuesday, Wednesday, big drop in temperatures. You're going to dry up, and then you're going to get really hot again. Then you're going to get really cold again. Then you're going to get really hot again. That's what Georgia looks like. All right, I'm going to go through all this, and then I'll start answering questions. What's going on, Emmanuel? Good morning, everyone. Yellow is the best Red Bull flavor. Oh, did you see that? Yeah, I've got regular and then pink, yellow, green back there. Here is some of the crazy stuff we saw last night. Let's quickly go through our Euro. I'm going to show you guys with the updates here, and then no video today. I didn't do a video. I'm going to quickly show you guys the updates. We'll just make a video from this. I'll quickly show you guys the updates, and then I'll get to answering questions. Okay? Here is the latest Euro we woke up with. Warm from coast to coast. You can see right here. As we move through this weekend. Got a low pressure system moving into the west coast. A little bit of moisture down here for Arizona, New Mexico, stuff like that. Got a little bit of a troughing system moving into the northwest. But for the most part, not too bad. Maybe a little bit of a severe threat out here today, but nothing looking too crazy. All right, we're going to get into early next week, late Sunday, early Monday. We're going to have a severe threat through the southern plains, likely pushing into Dixie Alley. It's early next week. Sunday, Monday. And then you got this, our polar jet beginning to buckle a little bit up here to the north, like I talked about, and some good snow moving into the northwest. Move forward in time. And now we are getting into Tuesday, Wednesday. All this moisture transfers out to the west here. And we have a little bit of a ridge building, a temporary ridge. So a lot of heat's going to bubble up here before this cold front moves in, this troughing system. But something interesting to watch out for here as we get into Tuesday morning and Wednesday is, and this is why I tell you guys, you can't always just look at the Euro and throw the GFS away. The Euro does see this snow now for Minneapolis. And the GFS has been suggesting this for about 8 runs. And the Euro kept holding the snow north. And I think, is Marissa's in here, right? No, maybe not yet. But I told Marissa, I told her, you know, the GraphCast was seeing it. Euro AI was seeing it. So our AI models, the GFS was seeing it, but the Euro wasn't. Well, now the Euro's on board for some potential snow a day or two before Thanksgiving. Could end up being a little bit of rain on the front end, snow on the back end. I'm only thinking 2 to 4 inches, but I think, you know, it's a little bit of a mystery because if this trough tilts a little bit more, you could end up with a nice little 6 to 8 inches in here if you get a little bit more energy with this back end snow. Right now, I don't think it's going to be too much, but we'll have to watch that. So, pushing into Thanksgiving. Big collapse of cold air. This is on Thanksgiving evening. Look at all that cold air collapsing. This is very, very cold. We'll quickly push into the temperature anomalies. And guys, I'm just going to go through this and I'll answer your questions. I promise you. When we look at our temperature anomalies, there it is. Thanksgiving evening. If you are east of this line, you're probably pretty cold. I mean, you know, this might be a little bit farther out west. We'll see. You're probably pretty cold. We're talking anywhere between 5 to 20 degrees below average. Getting back to our future reflectivity. Pushing the day after Thanksgiving. Here we go. Lock and load. Got a little bit of a temporary ridge and heat building up in the plains. And that is going to set us up for a potentially blockbuster snowstorm through the Rockies, pushing up through the plains and upper Midwest. Because you start to get a southerly flow off the very warm Gulf. You get very freezing air pushing in here. This is some of that early vortex collapse air. Very warm air building up ahead of it. You're going to have all sorts of instability here for moisture. And you move forward in time. Boom. Boom. Right there. Late maybe on November 30th, early on December 1st. This could be a mess. We could have severe weather. We could have an ice storm. And we could have blizzard-like conditions for some people out here. All at the same time. And this is planet Earth saying to the Northern Hemisphere, welcome to December, mother. You know what I mean? This would be funny for December 1st. I mean, just talk about like the start to meteorological winter, and then you just get this like on the first day of meteorological winter. And this is exactly why I say we should go by meteorological winter and not stupid astronomical winter, because stuff like this can happen on December 1st. This is not fall weather. Okay? This is winter weather I'm talking about here. Marissa, I was just talking about you. Guys, don't tell her what I said. It wasn't that bad. Nancy, what's going on? Jasmine, Squatch. I'm just kidding. Duplista. Sorry, my son's screaming. I'm sure he'll stop in a second. He's with my wife. I don't know if you guys have ever had little kids, but for some reason, every single morning when he wakes up, do you hear him? It's this for like the first 30 to 40 minutes. And then he gets his little breakfast, and we put on, Spider-Man and Amazing Friends, and suddenly he's okay. But there's so many emotions in the morning, every single morning. It was really bad, Marissa. It wasn't bad. Marissa, okay, guys, sorry, I'm going to get to your questions in a second. But Marissa, we were pointing out the GFS. Remember, I posted it in the Discord, the GraphCast, the GFS, everything was showing that, hey, we might actually get snow right before Thanksgiving. I pointed that out to you. The Euro agrees now. So, haha, the GFS may end up being correct. I think it's going to be maybe 2 to 4 inches for Minneapolis Metro. Could be less. But if we get a little bit more of a tilting trough, we could end up with a surprising amount of snow in Minneapolis Metro right before Thanksgiving. So don't listen to your weather app. Well, unless it's right this time, then I guess maybe. All right. Anyways, here's our blockbuster snowstorm. Meteorological winter starts, and the Northern Hemisphere says, here you go. Hold this. Hold this. Yeah, this would be pretty crazy. Severe weather, ice, snow. That moves off. We start getting big heat building up out here in the East Coast. It's like, what the heck? You guys got all the snow. You said we were going to be cold and snowy in December. And then I remind you guys it's only December 2nd. Stop whining. Anyways, right behind it, another storm right here. This would be horrible. This would be like, this would be bad. All right, this would be an ice skating rink through the Southern Plains. Put your skates on and skate to work. This would be bad ice storm. But yeah, December 2nd, December 3rd, this is an opportunity already for the East Coast if this pushes a little bit farther out east. But again, this could be a secondary round, big snow. You could go huge snow for the Central Plains, huge snow for the Central Plains. I mean, look at this. I don't want to push out much further past this, but crazy Euro run. Crazy 0-0 Euro run last night. And then you get the Euro saying, hey, why don't we maybe do a third storm for the plains? Maybe push this one into the Ohio Valley. Pretty crazy setup there. All right, I'll get to your questions in 1 second. Let's look at what the GFS said. The 06Z is out, so we'll look at this. 06Z, the GFS, still snow in Minneapolis there on about 25th, 26th. And then, boom, snow, big snow for the upper Midwest, Central Plains, potentially really Northern Plains, maybe even for Chicago here. Boom, it's wanting to pull in another. Don't pay attention to what's happening down there in the tropics, by the way. Oh, Lord, I'm going to see that on Twitter today. Okay, on X, whatever. But yeah, the GFS is saying, hey, why not put multiple snowstorms and multiple ice storms through the Central Plains as well to start meteorological winter? What is going on? Hey, buddy. Yeah. And then the GFS says, why not have an ice storm? Why not have a snowstorm, an ice storm, severe weather, and a hurricane? Oh, and a hurricane. Why not? Why not have it all? Why not have it all? What do you guys think? You think the GFS is losing its damn mind? You think that, yeah, someone, okay, there you go, Emmanuel. The GFS is GFSing. You're right. GFSing is a verb. Oh, wait, adjective? An adjective. It's GFSing. Hurricane, severe weather, ice storm, snowstorm. Welcome to December. Yeah, I don't know about the hurricane. I listen, we're still in hurricane season. So, I mean, this is like not, it's not like we've seen landfalls in late November, early December. It's completely on the table, but I haven't looked too much into the tropics right now because there hasn't been anything going on, and we're not really seeing this, still pretty far out. So we're not going to talk about the tropics quite yet. Anyways, and then the GFS goes, hey, why not then third snowstorm as well? So the GFS and Euro see like 3 or 4 snowstorms in a row. They kind of go like this, and then like this, and then like this, and then like this. Kind of slowly shifting east. Look at this on the GFS. This is end of the run. It's getting aggressive. We're getting aggressive on the outlooks. Okay. Snow. Canadian sees it too. They all see snow. I swear, GraphCast, Euro AI, Canadian GFS, and Euro operational all see snow falling in Minneapolis within 90 hours. If all of these dang models are wrong and I don't get snow, I'm going to be pissed. But I know what's going to break that would. If this stupid low pressure outruns this trough, we're not going to get snow. Or if the trough outruns the low pressure. But I think the earlier one's more likely to happen. But they all like the timing right now. Anyways, Canadian sees that. This is going to, and I told someone this who asked about Buffalo. 28th, 27th to the 29th, maybe. Big. I think this is inevitable. Because the cold air is easier to forecast at this range. Lots of lake effect snow probably for Buffalo. Maybe Syracuse, Rochester, New York, Erie. Maybe we get that into, what's this one up here? LeBron James. Cleveland. And stuff like that. So that cold air is running over the lakes that are warm. Yeah. So anyways, Canadian also sees right behind that. Boom. Big snow for the plains. Maybe a little bit of ice down there into Kansas, but maybe some snow for Omaha, Nebraska. Yep. Sees that. And then it sees our system lock and loading right back here. You've got the Canadian, the GFS, the Euro, and the AI model seeing all 3 to 5 snowstorms back to back to back and through the end of November, beginning of December. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. But it verifies everything we've been saying that we're probably going into a very active pattern here. We've seen this before in the analogs. So, yeah. That's what's going on, guys. And just for fun, as the last thing before I take questions, just for fun. Here's where the GFS sees snow leading up to Christmas. Here's where the Euro sees snow leading up to Christmas. Here's where the CFS sees snow leading up to Christmas. Interesting. Down there in the South, Georgia on one of these. And here is where, what is this? Oh, nope, not going to load. Okay, so fun stuff. All right, you guys want to talk? You guys want to converse? Is Philly getting snow soon? Philly's probably going to get snow earlier in the year this year. You have a much better atmospheric setup for early season snow in Philly this year than you've had in a while. So it doesn't mean you're going to get it, but it 100% means you have better odds. GG, Marissa de Blista. Ooh, that rhymed. Marissa de Blista. New Jersey gets screwed on snow so much. Well, yeah, you guys have been in a little bit of a snow drought lately, but you'll break the snow drought. I think this year might be the big break on the snow drought. I think you guys are going to be above average snow this year. Chicago, any major snow? You got a bunch of opportunities here. The Euro's saying, hey, pay attention. The Euro's saying pay attention around December 1st, and then pay attention around December 3rd, and then pay attention. We'll see what happens here around December 6th. You're going to have a couple opportunities. The GFS likes Chicago as well. Who knows? You could end up being on the warm face of these, but you're going to have some opportunities. There's GFS saying maybe a little bit of snow there, maybe a little bit of snow there, maybe a little bit of snow there. So, and there's our tropical storm hitting Florida. I shouldn't even show that. What's the 06C say, by the way? Oh, that's so nice. Okay. Do you think central New Jersey will get first inch of snow before Christmas? Yeah. I think we'll have some snow on the ground across New Jersey before Christmas this year. I do. How bad is that ice storm for Missouri December 5th? No one knows. No one knows what the heck's going to happen. Look, the Euro doesn't have anything December 5th, 4th, 6th. I mean, has one maybe out here on the 3rd. That's too far out. We don't know what's going to happen right at the end of this run. If this run were to magically confirm perfectly, yeah, this would be like a mega ice storm for the entire state of Missouri, and you'd have everything collapsing under the weight of ice. Luckily, we can't verify 260 hours out. Things are going to change. The end of run, GFS showing a classic southern snow. Do you think it's possible? Yeah, I don't. It's 100,000% not going to play out like it shows like this because this is La La Land. But yeah, it makes sense with how we expect our pattern to develop. First, shots of cold and snow potentially through the plains, and then shifting out through the Ohio Valley, and then shifting out to the east. And the best way to show you that is if we go to our 500 millibar pattern, and we look at it like this. North America. We look at it like this. All right. Here's how we're setting up right here. Right? Getting into late November, early December. Where do you think the storms are going to go here? Here's our troughing. Where do you think they're going to go? That's our troughing right there. Of course, they're going to try to push through the plains. But you move forward in time. Oh, suddenly, the troughing now, if you look at where it's actually located, a little bit farther out to the east. And then you move forward a little bit farther into kind of central. And the reason it's getting less amplified is because this is farther along in the weekly, so it doesn't see it. But this is still a really good sign out here, mid-December. Now your troughing's way out here. So now you're talking really, really, really far out east. And then this troughing, cold pattern sticks around. Holy smokes. On the latest weekly, the cold pattern sticks around until like maybe the second week of January. It's looking crazy. I don't know. I don't want to dive too much into that yet, but yeah. So your pattern just has been pushed back. We thought it would start in the east, maybe first week of December. Now it's probably second week of December. You're just timing's a little bit farther back. I hear him. I hear the little guy. I'm scared. Yeah, the end of GFS is wild. Was that ice going over Western PA? Yeah, potentially, but it gets far at the end of the run. Don't worry. Sorry, I was listening while I was driving. Can you show what the chances are for snow in central Kansas? All of these models really in the short term have you in ice or very cold rain, kind of have you in that battleground zone. This is a perfect representation of what Kansas looks like over the next 2 weeks. You want one of these troughs to amplify just a tad more, and then that'll be snow for Kansas and not ice or rain, which is possible. You could end up transitioning this over to snow if we get that cold air just a touch farther to the southeast. So let's hope for Kansas' sake. Oh, Kansas. Yeah, let's hope for Kansas' sake on that. Could you show snow chances for Lubbock? I mean, there's no really snow. We're not seeing any snow chances for Lubbock really until out towards 270 hours, which is pretty far out. But you see 2 or 3 shots for Lubbock at the end of the run. It's the end of the run, but still, it's calling for a pattern for multiple shots of cold air in the southern plains down here. So we'll see if that can verify. It's not bad. The GFS and the European model both think we're gonna get some cold enough air down into northern Texas to push for some ice or snow. Hopefully snow, not ice. Any snow for southern Colorado? Let's move forward here. This looks fantastic for Colorado. We're only talking about 200 hours out, which isn't super crazy. So we'll see if that verifies. That's on the Euro. This is on our GFS. They both see it. They both see it. About the same time frame. St. Louis, December 13th. No one knows what's going to happen December 13th. It's too far out. We have a pretty stormy winter storm. We have a good winter storm pattern, probably mid-December still, even if there's a brief warm-up. But I don't know where it's going to be. It looks like it'll be shifted farther out east by December 13th. We got to get a little bit closer to look at that. Sorry, that lasts literally every day, but Lincoln, Nebraska. Here's your first good opportunity. That's only 200 hours out here. Starting to get close to forecasting range there. That's on the GFS. If we look at this on the Euro, do we see snow? Yeah, we see big snow for Nebraska there as well, about 200 hours out. So for pretty much the whole state. So a little bit of an opportunity. That time frame looks to be around November 30th to December 1st, where you're going to get a good opportunity for Nebraska statewide. Dropping in for a few before we hit the road. What's going on, Brandon? Appreciate you. Wait, was the ice going over? Oh, yeah, I already answered that one. Chicago? Yeah. I mean, the first 2 weeks of December support a winter storm track through the Midwest, including Chicago, Detroit, Milwaukee, so Indianapolis potentially. Good day to you, Donna. Minnesota. Hey, look. The models just trended to put to put snow through Minnesota November 25th, November 26th, right before Thanksgiving. The GFS has actually been seeing this for a while. Sometimes the GFS catches something before the Euro, so. But this isn't expected to be big. it all depends where this storm system links up with our trough, because if it's too far out ahead, there's not going to be moisture here, and if it's too far behind, or if it's too far out ahead, you may make it a warm face in front of it as well. So it all depends on the timing, but yeah, you got that, and then the models love some more snow through. The models give like 5 chances for snow in Minneapolis over the next 10 days. So we'll see. I mean, Minnesota's going to accumulate. Minneapolis, the whole state of Minnesota is probably going to get accumulating snow. I'd be shocked if we got no accumulating snow over the next 7 to 10 days. There's like 3, 4, 5 of these chances, and if we didn't get 1 or 2 of them to verify, it happens sometimes. But I'd be pretty shocked. The pattern's good for Minnesota snow in the short term. Mid-Atlantic snow, I've been talking about that. I think you're going to want to wait until the second week of December or towards the end of the first week. But I think mid to late December is better. I showed you the European weeklies. You know, our troughing wants to set up like this early December, and then it wants to set up like this mid, and then like this late. So that's cold air shifting out towards the east. And our negative NAO is going to start to set up as we get into the second week of December too, which causes that blocking out to the east. We know we have a negative WPO, so blocking in the higher latitudes. So that's a really good winter storm track for the mid-Atlantic as we push into the second week of December. Starting to set up there. The Notorious Pete, I appreciate you guys. 10 new followers, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you. My YouTube is lagging. What the heck? My TikTok is lagging. My YouTube is lagging. What is it, my internet? What's New York looking like for the snow? I must moved up recently for North Carolina, so I'm curious. Depends where you are in New York. Upstate New York looks like it's going to get some good snow here in the short term. Potentially a lot of good snow in short to mid-term. Within the next maybe 10 to 12 days. It's going to be tough to get snow out in New York City and Long Island in the short term. I think that's coming more end of the first week through the middle and third week of December is when a pattern locks in for you. But yeah, I mean, you know, there's a great setup here for 1 or 2 nor'easters this year. It's looking pretty nice. I think we're gonna have the opportunity for a big nor'easter in December. You get one of those, then you're locked in for big snow in New York City and Long Island. When I say big snow, I mean foot or two with one storm. So we'll have to see. The pattern is favoring. We have a nor'easter favoring pattern mid-December to late. Could be earlier, but I don't think so. I see that, dude. What about Georgia for this winter? Well, you're going to have a little bit of a ridge stuck down there for a while. So in the short term, Georgia doesn't look too good. Southeastern ridge. Let's take a look at our outlook. Here's our outlook, guys. Not bad for Georgia in the 6 to 10 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. But let's look at our 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. There's that southeastern ridge I'm talking about. Now, this actually isn't too bad for the northeast, because what this means is you could get storms developing like this, and if you get this ridge to float a little bit farther out to the east, you could get some storms developing for the mid-Atlantic as well. But yeah, this is cold. Brr. Bleh. Brr. Oh, did NOAA release its latest 3 to 4 week outlook? Oh, they did. Okay. Here's NOAA's outlook. What is going on? Why is this not... Hold up, guys. Oh, I'm stupid. There we go. Here's NOAA's latest 3 to 4 week outlook. So this would be through... December 19th. So we're talking here kind of like the first 3 weeks of December. Average to below average above that line, temperature-wise. Looking pretty good here for the mid-Atlantic. You're not expected to have a bunch of heat out here in early December. The big question is, what's their precipitation outlook, guys? You like this in the mid-Atlantic too. It might not say above average, but it does not think we're going to have a lack of moisture. Average moisture, average to below average temperatures. You like that for chances for snow in the mid-Atlantic. You do. You like your chances for snow up here, too. And up here where it's going to be very cold. So, I would like this below average precipitation to get away from Minneapolis. Get out of here. What the heck is this near normal? If it's near normal, isn't that just equal chances? Why are they adding new things to this? They're running out of things to do? So yeah, there's what they're thinking. Precipitation-wise through 3 weeks of December, temperature-wise. This doesn't mean you guys are going to be super hot down here through like all of December. This means an average of those 3 weeks, of really the first 2 to 3 weeks through December. You could have one or two big pushes of cold air. They might just roll out quickly, you know? It's not like all gloom and doom for you guys if you're in the red. No, that can stay. So Georgia is in, yeah, if you like winter, Georgia's probably going to have to wait till late December. But we'll see. Sometimes the GFS and Euro at the end of their runs try to put snow down here through freaking Georgia. I don't know about it. Mid-December? Possible, but they're not. They're not thinking. I mean, the global long-range globals are still showing snow in northern Georgia in December. So that's what I'm saying. We'll see. One sec, guys. How's White Christmas looking for West Michigan? I'd say pretty good. I expect you guys to have a White Christmas. Beckerhead, appreciate you. Ohio getting snow. There's some good chances here, yeah. Above average precipitation and below average temperatures is expected for Ohio through the average through the first 3 weeks of December. You like your chances for snow with those outlooks from NOAA, don't you? I do. Oh, man. Okay, guys, give me 1 second. I'll be right back, okay? Give me 1 second, and we're going to keep talking about this. What's our Euro AI 6Z actually looking like on snow-wise? I just want to look at this for fun. That's pretty interesting. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. Be right back. 1 second. Hey, guys. Hey, guys. Hey. I'm back. Okay, browse. Oh, okay. Well, okay, I'm going to keep answering questions, but let's look at the fun stuff now, guys. All right, let's look at the fun stuff. GraphCast, next gen, future AI, best model in existence right now. Kind of. That's kind of true what I said. next gen. This is supposed to be our most accurate weather model. Is it? We don't know yet because it's been training the last 2 winters. This is its the training wheels are off. Like I said, the training wheels are off, but we're going to see how good this model is this year now. All right, this is our 2200Z from last night. If it shows you getting snow here, 1,000% chance you get snow. I'm just kidding. Not really 1,000% chance you get snow, but I will say this is supposed to be a very good model. We don't know enough about it yet. We haven't had enough winters with the. This is what the future might be with modeling. So, anyways, this is not taking the physics of the atmosphere and applying it into an algorithm. This is an AI model that has studied a billion, maybe not a billion, a million scenarios, read the data from the past, showed what the models thought was going to happen, showed what actually happened, and is training itself on all the mistakes the models have made before it, and is supposed to now correct all those mistakes in its forecasting and be better than the models. We'll see how it does this winter. But anyways, let's take a look at what it thinks. Okay, there we go. Wish it would move a little quicker. I can't speed it up. Okay. We're now 24th. Okay, we're next Monday. A little bit of snow down here. That's high elevation snow. A little bit of severe weather through here. Oh, what's this? What's this? What's this? Is this snow from Minneapolis? Yes, it is. Yes, maybe just a little bit though. All right, it's moving out. Now we're getting to the fun stuff. We're getting into Thanksgiving. There's lake effect, tons of lake effect snow up here for the Great Lakes. Potentially. Potentially is a big word. We got to use it a lot. You can see that this cold front, there's a lot of cold air out here now. All right, here comes the interesting stuff. Big snowstorm. Look at this snowstorm, guys. Look at this plains snowstorm. Huge. There it is. That's what the GraphCast thinks. Snow like this. Snow like this. You may be caught without snow in this region here. But it's just short term. What else do I want to look at? What else do I want to Let's look at this. Oh, okay. Let's look at the latest winds with our stratospheric polar vortex. You guys know this is important. All right. We still have pretty much all of our models. If you look at the actual pathing here, at least half of our models see a complete stop, and a chunk of our models see a complete wind reversal. Complete wind reversal with our stratospheric polar vortex. This means very, very, very unstable cold air for North America for winter, which is good if you like winter. Okay, that's good. That's good to see. Now let's look at our latest MJO forecast. Oh, I have that link in here. Guys, if you're in my Discord, by the way, link to my Discord is right down in my description of my YouTube live. I have all these links to everything I look at in my lives. All the links are in the channel weather links in my Discord. So you just click you can become a member of the climate group by clicking the link in the description. Okay. Let's look at MJO. Mudjo. Let's look at our latest Mudjo forecast. Visit site. All right. Show me something good, baby. That's what we like to see. That is what we like to see. Hey, why not be in the middle of a phase 8 4 days before Christmas? Why not be in the middle of a phase 8 MJO, which means tons of cold air for really much of the country, but especially the plains and especially the East Coast, including the Southeast, including the Mid-Atlantic and New England? Why not be directly in the center of a phase 8, which helps promote tons of winter storms 4 days before Christmas? All right, this is good to see. At least we're still on track with our MJO too. Beautiful. What else do we want to look at here? Let's look at all of our updates. Climate analogs, blah, blah, blah. Oh, by the way, everyone, I was talking about this a few months ago, saying this doesn't take a rocket scientist. You go El Nino, La Nina, El Nino, La Nina. They last 1 or 2 or 3 years. It's like whatever. But been suggesting we're probably going to be in an El Nino next winter. I think there's a high likelihood we're in an El Nino next winter. I don't think we've been in neutrals and La Ninas for so long. High likelihood. And you know what an El Nino means for you people in the South. You want an El Nino for better snow chances. You can get them in La Ninas, and neutrals, but El Ninos are pretty nice to the South when it comes to snow. So there you go. You only got to wait 10 months. All right. What else? What else before we move on and I get back to questions? What other major updates do we want to look at? Oh, okay. Last thing. Let's look at our teleconnections. Let's take a look-see at our teleconnections. Chat. Okay. European Weekly. Keeping our AO neutral. You are high as a kite. That's going to be negative. But that's fine. A neutral AO is perfectly okay with us. Still seeing maybe a little mid-December warm-up before getting back to some cooler temperatures. Because a neutral AO with everything else we got going on is cold. There's our EPO. Again, big Alaskan ridge. This is why we're seeing the big snowstorms through the plains potentially, or that's why we're seeing the big snowstorms through the plains late November, early December on our models currently. And then this is going to track potentially for the mid-Atlantic. All right, NAO. The Euro is doing you guys dirty out east. Not bad. Neutral in here. Really neutral in here as far as the mean goes. This doesn't verify in my head right now, but it's possible. This very negative or very positive NAO. Now you can get big shots of cold air and snow with the positive NAO. You just don't get lingering cold and lingering snow chances. You can get a shot of snow, a shot of cold, but then you get a big warm up after it. So you don't. This can be a super positive, and you can get snow still in the east. It just doesn't hold. The pattern doesn't hold. The cold air doesn't hold. So I think there's going to be more of a blocking hold there. All right. PNA. Someone just fell. Is that my Dauda? Negative PNA. You don't love this if you're out. Well, actually, you do like this. Sorry, you do like this if you're out west. This is more snow for the Rockies potentially. Then we get into a positive PNA. This promotes better storm tracks out east, so that's good for you guys. WPO. This is the most fun one. This hasn't changed at all on any of the models. The super high latitude blocking all the way until Christmas. This has been projected like this for a while. This holds cold air from coast to coast, and that's why you see this is, I think, what is completely driving NOAA's 3 to 4 week outlook to say cold from coast to coast, from the kind of mid latitude central of the U.S. and north, cold from coast to coast, all the way up until almost Christmas. So if we were just looking at it, NOAA's outlook here, NOAA. And okay, and then I'm getting back to answering questions. I think this is what's completely driving this. Kind of the first 3 weeks of December being cold for a lot of the top half of the country, maybe some of the central plains, southern plains as well. I think that's what's driving it. All right, let's get back and do some questions. Did we get, by the way? Let me just double check this because I forgot to. So Euro AI, see this 25th, 26th snowstorm too? It does, okay. For Minneapolis Metro. Yeah. And it sees big snow down there for, look at this. Not even too far out. 2 to 240 hours out. All right. So can we tell if we get a snowstorm the week before Christmas in South? No, we can't tell. No, we can't tell. I think we're going to have plenty of snow on the ground in Minneapolis for Christmas, though. Can we skip to 21st of March asking for Minnesota? No, we can't. When do you think Kentucky's first huge snowfall is going to happen? Mid-December. I think you got a really good chance for big snowfall in Kentucky. Maybe into the third week of December. Any snow for New York City? Looking pretty good through the second, third, and fourth weeks of December. Holy crap! What is going on out there? 1 second. I asked my son if he wanted to say hi to stream, but he's in timeout. That's why he's crying. He bad boy. He was probably harassing his sister. What are you doing? Have me going crazy. Wait, what? Kind of playing peekaboo. Oh yeah. Oh, that was way back then. Sorry, I missed that. No stuff for Raleigh. All right. I thought we were predicting a 7-year snow for the Mid-Atlantic. Crap! He came out of nowhere. Were you being mean to your sister? Okay, wait. Let's. He's gonna tell on himself. Were you being mean to your sister?
Yeah.
What did you do to her? What did you do to your sister?
I scratched her.
You scratched her?
Yeah.
Are we supposed to do that?
Yeah.
No. It's not funny. It's bad, okay? Is scratching your sister bad? Okay. Okay, say hi, stream.
Say hi, Stream.
Do not say the say hi. Just go, hi, stream. Don't say hi. Just say the hi. Say hi, stream. Okay, we're going to work on that. All right, I'm almost done. I'll see you soon. Don't hit your sister. Let me close the door. Hi, Connor. When do I think Ohio will have a lot of snow? I think again, I don't really know what to tell you guys other than December right now is setting up for early December is setting up for good snow through the plains. Mid to late December setting up for good snow. I'm talking about big snowstorms out east. Now, I think all through December, you're going to have a good chance for a lot of clippers up here in the upper Midwest and some good lake effect snow and some good New England snow, just because we're going to have a good Alberta clipper kind of setup as well. But it's December is looking kind of aggressive on snow for everyone. It doesn't mean everyone gets snow because at the end of the day, you have to be within the storm track. But it's just so every now and then we get a month in a winter where it's just like a lot of people are getting cold air and a lot of people are getting snow chances. I mean, you have the GFS lining up 5 snowstorms in a row in a span of like 8 days. So the Euro lines up 4. It doesn't mean that's going to happen, but the pattern is just super aggressive with winter storms. It definitely favors out here in the short term, and then in the little bit medium range to longer term, it favors out here in December. So it's like it's just a great setup for everyone to have chances, but it's impossible for everyone to get snow. The storms are going to choose certain tracks, and they're going to barely miss people, and then they're going to. It just depends on the tracks, I think. I'm in North Mississippi. Says it's in the upper 60s and it feels a lot warmer. Oh, you guys want to let's look at our temperature anomalies, by the way, moving forward, because holy crap. All right, let's take a look at our Euro. We'll take a look at our 6Z here. Let's go to Thanksgiving morning. Here's Thanksgiving morning. Here's Thanksgiving evening. This is what we think our temperatures are going to look like Thanksgiving evening. If you're in the blue, 5 to 10 degrees below average. If you're in the green, could be 10 to 20 degrees below average. So, yeah. Now, let's take a look a little bit past that. Yeehaw! Ride him, cowboy. Did I get it? Did I do it? Did I do it? Yali, did I get it? Thanks for the cowboy hat. Pitbull, Yali, I appreciate you guys. Not at all? Oh, crap. Anyways, there it is. And then you start to see these purples up here. These purples are like really, really getting cold. 25 plus. Little bit of a warm-up. Look at this. This would be probably a severe threat. Holy smokes. December 1st. This is when we see the severe weather, ice, snow setup that we see in the models for December 1st. And we're talking about temperatures close to 40 degrees below average pushing into the States. Which means if your normal low is 25, yeah, your low could be negative 15. Or did I do that math correctly? I think I did. And then boom. Look at all this cold air collapse, and look at this impressive southeastern ridge holding. Look at it. It's saying, not today, Satan. Or yes, today, Satan is what it's saying. The cold air is going to shove it out for a little bit, and then, but the ridge is still going to try to be keeping you around average. But yeah, this is the Euro. This is the Euro saying cold air for everyone, basically, except for Florida. All right, so then we're looking at the GFS. Again, there's our Thanksgiving. Pretty confirmed. And then this is the GFS also saying, hey, severe weather, ice, snow, as we get into November 30th, December 1st timeframe. Southeastern ridge holding, tons of cold air moving in. Oh my gosh, I can't. The Euro AI was seeing this before any of the models. I cannot believe what I'm seeing here. All right, guys. Hold up. We got to go in to see what the feels like temperatures are here, are being projected. Let's take a look at our feel. Oh, my. Oh, my. For fun, let's just take a look at the feels like up here with these cold air. With this cold air. Let's look at the Central Plains first. Yep. Nice little negative 20 degrees in Minneapolis, December 2nd, maybe. Yep. Feels like down to freezing, Dallas, and then you got, holy smokes. Imagine this confirms, guys. We're negative 3 degrees in Indianapolis. Or 11 degrees in Tennessee. This is what it feels like. Negative 6. St. Louis. This is what it feels like. Do you want to see what the actual temperature would be if we had this? Still freezing. Actual temperature, you get down into the teens. Dallas. That's wild. Anyways, that's pretty far out, but we know I'm confident in the cold air, though. It's easier to forecast cold or temperatures than it is precipitation that far out. Let's look at our apparent temperatures on the Euro out there, too, for fun. Yeah, look at that, guys. Oh, my gosh. The AI is probably going wild here. I just know it. Oh my god, the AI is the most Euro AI is the most tamed. Still very cold. Let's look at the East during this time frame. Your feels likes again. I think we're gonna get down into the teens, up and down here, single digits, as we push into December. We'll see. End of the run, but we know that polar jet's collapsing. So this isn't actually that crazy to me, even though you'd think it would be with these temperatures. Who's calling me? More spam. Holy smokes. Yeah, look at that. Very cold. Very cold. Holy smokes, very cold. This is what you want for big lake effect snow. Okay, let's get back to taking some questions. Let's go back up to the US. Broader, there we go. Why did I leave Florida? What does the rain look like next week in the southeast? Let's take a look. Monday, Tuesday, definitely some showers. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, some light showers possible. And then you get late into you get Wednesday, Thursday, Friday could definitely be pretty rainy. At least here, let's push into Monday. Yeah, I mean Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday look pretty stormy for you guys out in the southeast. The spam calls and texts have been crazy the last couple of days. Yeah, it's nonstop. I think I've gotten 3 while I've been on stream. 2021 all over again? It's possible. Hopefully not. Hell yeah, boys. Cold as shit. Yeah. My stream is buffering so bad I've even backed out and came back in. What the heck? I have it pulled up on my end here, and it's not lagging on my end because I have it pulled up just in case. Interesting. Any cold coming to the Houston area? Yeah, I mean, some of this cold air is definitely, you're going to get it. This is going to be well below average air if we can get this down here for sure. I just showed you the temperature anomaly, so I'm not going to go through it again, but I'll show you quickly. Here's our anomalies. There's some below average air for Houston. Thanksgiving looks to be nice and cool for Houston. So that's good. Average to below average, probably below average temperatures. Thanksgiving for Houston. And then maybe another big push right here as we get through into December 3rd to December 6th time frame. Well below average. Look at that. Very cold for Houston down there. Oh, Louisiana don't look good. Louisiana's going to be sitting under a little bit of a ridge for a while too. How many inches? We get cold everywhere at the end of these runs. Switch over to YouTube and then came back over. Had to leave and then come back. That's weird. What the heck is going on? Let's test my internet. Let's do let's just do, internet speed test. Run speed test. Let's see, guys. Testing download. I mean, it's probably going to look like shit because I'm streaming right now, actually, but we'll see what it looks like. Oh, there we go. All right, my download speeds are currently at 900 megabytes per second, 880. My upload speeds are... It's not my internet, guys. It is not my internet. I could be running a hotel with this internet. I'm almost at 1,000 megs of download speed and upload speed. You guys understand how fast that is? And this is while I'm streaming. So this should be lowered. Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to see if it was my internet. So haha, I blame you guys. Or it actually might not be either of us. It could be the servers on YouTube and TikTok. That happens all the time. It's probably the servers. Do you think Kentucky will get some good snow in December? Yes. Is Ohio getting 10 inches? No. 9.25. The app does wonders. Oh, wait. What did I miss? Oh, the app does wonders if I get them. Wait. What did I miss? Can you get an app that answers your phone? Trust me, it gets rid. Oh, crap. Yeah. Let me know what the name of that app is. That'll be fun. Whoa. What just happened? Sorry, I just heard a sound in my ear. I don't know if you guys heard it. Last night, TikTok was having problems. Yeah, no surprise. Is Texas getting any snow? Northern Texas has it. What? Did you guys hear that? Something's getting plugged in and unplugged. Northern Texas has some chances here on our models, yeah. Guys, I'm super excited to see what our, I don't know about you guys, what our 12Zs say today, because this is going to be within forecasting range on the 12Z. We're going to get close to that 72 hours we like to see, but 96 hours is I would consider forecasting range. And this is also going to help us, depending on how this trough moves in, is going to set up how our next system moves in, which is going to tell us a lot more about the potential plains snowstorm. Lower Michigan getting any snow? Yeah, the great pattern for Lower Michigan snow over the next 2 weeks. Fantastic. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, but you have great pattern here. I mean, you got a couple shots here on the right there. Some incredible lake effect snow flying in pretty far inland. Southern Michigan, you get a chance here for snow in Southern Michigan. You get a chance here for snow in Southern Michigan. You get a chance here for snow in Southern Michigan. I mean, the opportunities are there. You just need an opportunity. You need one of these winter storms to take the correct track. Atlanta getting any snow like last year? We'll see. At the end of the GFS run, think so. There you go. You want to hold on to some hope. Trying to put a little bit of snow down in northern Georgia there, so. I think you guys are going to struggle a little bit in December, though, because, again, southeastern ridge setting up. But, again, our polar vortex is kind of, our SPV, stratospheric polar vortex, is collapsing. The winds are pretty low. We looked at that a little bit earlier. Wind speeds are pretty low, and that's going to put displaced cold air down towards the Gulf region 100% in the coming weeks. So if you got some moisture that links up with that cold air at the right time, it's perfectly possible to get a snowstorm very far south in the southeast in December. Possible, I say. It's always tough. It's always tough to get snow in the southeast, especially early on in winter. But, with the collapsing polar jet, it increases your chances a little bit. PB Cooks, what's going on? I appreciate you. Why is this yelling at me? There we go. Okay. I want to see the 00Z. Oh, wait, no, the 12Z. Where did my mouse go? Oh, my God. My mouse keeps getting unplugged and replugged. It's my mouse that keeps doing this. Let me switch which one it's plugged into. See if that fixes it. Okay. I think my mouse is having issues. I need a new one. Chicago, December 4th time frame. It's outside of forecasting range, but if you were to believe the Euro, blizzard, basically, heavy snow, December 4th, according to the Euro. This is 294 hours out. I wouldn't trust this one bit. I think the pattern supports snow through the Midwest around this time frame, but I wouldn't trust what you see here one bit at 294 hours out. Connor, is the hype real for the Ohio Valley? I think so. Yep. I think so. Hi from Port Maitland, Ontario. What's going on? Yeah, I mean, again, yeah, Jersey, mid to late December is looking pretty good for you. All right, guys, I'll try and get on the stream a little bit later. Sorry, no video today. I took one day off. Again, if you want to join the Climb Crew, link in the description of the YouTube live and all my YouTube videos. So you can join our Discord, get updates in there. mods, I appreciate you. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate any of the gifts, follows, just hanging out with me in the stream. Again, we see an aggressive pattern snow-wise through this region, I'd say, over the next probably 10 to 14 days. And then we start to see, as we get into mid-December, potentially a shift out towards the east. It's going to get cold for everyone for Thanksgiving except for you guys right out here. We're going to see lots of cold air push in for Thanksgiving, a brief warm-up right after it, and then cold air pushing in again right after for early December. So even if you don't get snow over the next 2 weeks, you're probably going to get some very cold air down here, maybe excluding Florida, over the next 2 weeks. Some very, very below average air. Not just cold because it's December, but below average air. So pretty fun stuff. 12Z is going to come out, and I'm going to talk about it probably on my X or on my whatever Twitter or on my Discord because I'm interested to see what it does, especially with this little thing up here that wants to put snow into Minneapolis in a few days. You guys are awesome. Enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy watching college football. I'm not going to. I'm a Florida State fan. I actually am miserable. But you guys enjoy it. Everyone have a great weekend, and I'll see you later today, or I'll see you again tomorrow.